Beep, 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 beep. Hot Ham Radio here. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. I'm kind of in a haze today. I'm a little bit sad. I just had a shit day yesterday. I had to drive like an hour up 95 to see a very close loved one in the hospital, and basically to say goodbye. Yeah. So that sucked ass. But you know what? It was crazy because I had Tabitha's most recent video to listen to on the way up there, which was such a welcome distraction, and it was exactly the length of my trip. So it was a great video as usual. And Tabitha, yes, let's have lunch. I'm not even joking. Also, you do a really good Nancy Grace. She cracks me up. I listen to her podcast. Crime stories with Nancy Grace. No, I don't do it. You are really good at it. So that was cool. And on the way back, I was sort of trying not to think too hard about what was going on during that day, but I was thinking about some things people have said in videos, trying to like brainstorm about new ideas. And Bonita Barbie gave me some food for thought as usual. I get so many like ideas when I listen to you guys. I wish I had a notebook with me or something. Because I would just pull the car over and start writing, but then I might as well just park somewhere for a while. She was talking about why did Shanann not go to the doctor when she was spotting and cramping with the pregnancy. I do want to talk about, probably not in this video, but I have a lot to say about the drug monitoring thing with pregnant women who go to the OBG. Because, yeah, that's definitely a real thing. And, yeah, there definitely are moms who are wary of that and who look into which OBGs test for which drugs. Mine personally tested for 30 different drugs every visit. Both legal prescription drugs or, street drugs. So, yeah, they're serious. They mean business. But that's a whole other can of worms that I'm probably going to talk about another time. But, sitting there in that hospital all day yesterday really got me thinking about how much I freaking hate sitting around in hospitals. And I know that there are people who, like, enjoy the hustle and bustle of a hospital. Like, I know people who are doctors because they thrive on that, which is, like, we need people like that, But I was thinking about all the posts, all the pictures through the years that Shanann posted in hospitals, tagging themselves at hospitals, pictures in hospital rooms with the children who were sick again. Lots of hospitals, lots of going to different hospitals. There were the same hospitals, but did you notice there were like a handful of them? Wouldn't you just go to the same hospital? I don't know. And a lot of equipment in her posts always, nebulizers and rectal thermometers and those weird things to get gas out of you. And, you've seen them. There's a million. And she wanted to be a nurse, and she was buddies with all these nurses, and it was just doctor, doctor, doctor. So then why wouldn't she go and seek medical attention for her pregnancy? Why wouldn't she go, that's the first thing you do, right? Because otherwise, isn't it kind of like borderline neglect? No. Beyond that, right? I don't think that one makes much sense, do you? So yeah, the question is it because she was worried about the drug testing? Or is it because maybe something happened before that she didn't tell people? Like maybe there was a miscarriage. Maybe she wasn't sure if she was pregnant, actually. I don't know. I think she was, though, because those pictures looked like she was. I don't know. But for someone who loves doctors that much, it's very odd that she wouldn't have jumped right on that opportunity to be posting and, in the hospital, here at this office with these doctors and locations, check in. Ultrasound. I know there was one ultrasound, but wasn't that, you can pay to do that out of pocket at a lot of places. It's not some sort of medical procedure, really, that a doctor has to perform. You can just pay to do that. Like, I could go walk in somewhere right now and be like, hey, can I have one of those? Okay, and to park. Sorry, I'm really out of it today, but it helps to sort of distract myself with this. And with all this hospital stuff going on, it's interesting to think about it. It's funny because I remember when I was pregnant, I wasn't trying to get pregnant. It was a happy little accident. And full disclosure, I lied. I lied to you guys, but I promise it's the only time I've ever lied. And I will not do it again. In one of my earlier videos, I think I referred to my children. Probably because I was freaking out, paranoid before posting a video, and I was I have to throw people off about who I might be. So I don't know why I thought that was a great idea to say that I have multiple children. In reality, I'm sorry, I only have one child, and she is 4. Whew. Because I was I cannot. Why did I do that? Why did I just spur of the moment lie? And now I have to say it every time. Because people eventually are going to be like, why do you only talk about one of your kids? Where are the other ones? No, full disclosure, there's one. And I'm sorry about that. So my happy little accident, who is the most incredible, unexpected blessing I've ever had in my entire life. I was petrified. Even though I was in a good position to be a mom, even a single mom, it was just very scary because I knew nothing about prenatal care, about anything to do with babies. I just sort of never really happened in my marriage or anything. So I kind of wrote it off as like, I don't think I'm going to have kids. And I liked kids. I just was like, I'm too selfish. I shouldn't, I don't know. I don't see it happening. And then it happened. And I remember feeling really intimidated by these people who knew so much more than me. So I sort of hung on every word. Like I had all these apps on my phone, and there was all these message boards with women asking these questions, and I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what that word means. Like everyone seems so outraged about people who do certain things that I don't even know what they are. So I was terrified. You talk about mommy shaming? Man, I didn't even open my mouth because I was so afraid of being mommy shamed or people being like, you don't know what that is and you're having a baby? Call CPS, call the authorities. So I just have to say, I am very anti mommy shaming. And the fact that I'm talking about this stuff with Shanann, in my opinion, means that it's pretty important, because I would never just flippantly say these things about someone, alive or dead, but I can't help it because it's just there. And it could educate people so that people don't feel this, like, if there are people out there that felt like me when they were pregnant, this like overwhelming fear of judgment and what to do. If we were more open about this stuff and were able to talk about this stuff without like making fun of people or shaming them, but compassionately discussing them, couldn't that help people? Because I personally felt like I didn't have anybody. All I had was my mom. But things have changed in the rules. Which, that's another thing I've noticed about Shanann with her kids. So the big rules when I was pregnant, the big ones were, well, the main one, number one, was educating people about SIDS. And I don't know how long this has been so stressed in hospitals and at OBGs, but it was like plastered on the walls. Basically, it was like this picture of a baby completely swaddled into a little peanut. Looked like they were in a little straitjacket. And no sheets, no blankets. And it was so weird. I remember my mom being like, it's sort of weird. Like, aren't they going to be cold? You just put them in there? She was like, I guess I was a bad mom because I gave you a blanket when you were a baby. And I was like, Mom, yeah, you were a great mom. It's just, I think people have learned some things that can help people in the future. And it's not illegal to not follow those rules. Every family's different. Every child is different, has different needs. So you do have to kind of figure things out for yourself. But, there was just so much stress on this. And these mothers on these message boards going like, oh my God, my baby won't sleep, but I can't not put her to sleep this way, like flat on their back with this specific way. So people, if your child doesn't like sleeping like that or wants to sleep on their belly or something, there's a lot of guilt that you would go through as a mother if these rules aren't working for you. And I was lucky because my child took to it perfectly. But like she had acid reflux for a while and would only sleep if she was on an incline. So that became a whole thing of like, what can we do? I can't put a pillow in there. So we had to figure out like, one night she fell asleep in the car seat, just like strapped in. Just because, I didn't want her to be able to have these loose things. I was petrified. And so my point here is, like, look at all those pictures that she posts constantly, of, like, the blankets and them being buried. And, like, it's so mind-bogglingly insane to me. Insane! That not only, multiple levels. And this, for me, is like the main thing that was proof that, wow, this lady, there's a problem. There's a problem. She needs some help. Someone needs to tell her something. She needs to get one of these apps, maybe. So it'd be one thing if this was happening and she wasn't taking pictures or posting them. I'd be a little worried if I saw my friend, like, looking at her baby cam or whatever and saying, like, look at how they're sleeping completely under the sheets, and, like, ha ha ha, isn't that so funny? I sleep like that too. I'd be like, geez, we better check if they're breathing. Even with my 4-year-old, I check on her every hour. I can't help it. There's this fear that was instilled in me from the moment I was pregnant about SIDS. And so I feel like Shanann would have heard this stuff, because this was pretty recent, right? But the other thing is, like, wow, if you post a picture like that on Facebook repeatedly to people who have no clue what your situation is, like, I guess it'd be different if maybe you were just texting these pictures to, like, your parents, because maybe they know something we don't about, like, a sleep thing that these kids, I don't know. But to put that stuff publicly, you are literally asking people to criticize and wonder about you. There's no self-awareness, none. And it makes me wonder, like, if you really went to all these doctors over the years, how in God's name are you not, like, panicking about these kids being able to breathe under blankets when they're still pretty little? And don't they have asthma? Isn't that what we're supposed to believe? They have asthma? They have asthma, right. Okay. And then you're going to take videos of them and laugh about it and post them on Facebook of them completely covered in blankets, locked in their rooms in the dark. Nope. Crazy. Sorry. Nope. Not okay. Nope. It made me kind of mad, because I was like, geez. When I think of all the hell I put myself through mentally during that time of, like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Oh my God, is it okay if I drink a half a cup of coffee once a week? Like, guilt, which sucks. And that shouldn't be either. Like, we need to go a little easy on ourselves, I think, sometimes. But also, whoa, this lady, it's too much. It's just way too much. And, this is another thing. I'm going off on tangent after tangent here, but do you ever get a feeling that, I've had this feeling since the beginning watching Shanann's stuff, I feel like she's stuck in the past generation, like in her mom's generation, because everything seems like it's done according to exactly how, but I mean literally exactly how she was raised. Like, with these weird, like that thing that they stand in that her dad made in the kitchen. It's like a weird box that they have to sit in. I mean, I remember when my kid was little, she's still little, but when she was a baby, I remember doing dishes and stuff, and I would just move her over in her pack and play close to the dishwasher so I could keep an eye on her. But after that age, like when they're walking and stuff, shouldn't you be able to tell them, like teach them, like don't like check the knives, like don't touch that, don't get into that, it's dangerous, here's why. Like, not yelling necessarily, although sometimes you do have to yell because it's like, no, geez, get away from that bleach, quick. But I don't have a big house, so I guess it is easy, but I've never had to baby-proof anything because I just say, here's why we don't do that, and it's easy. I just keep an eye on her, and now I don't have to tell her anything. So how are these kids ever going to learn anything if they were constantly in little cages, basically? Like in these bedroom cages and in this kitchen cage. Like, maybe they were allowed to run around when there were Drive videos being filmed. I don't know, but that seems like it's about it. After that, like Tabitha said, they were sort of put back on the shelf. Put back in the box. Put them back in the box. Props, yeah. But, yeah, I did notice that thing about the generational, like how everything felt like all the child rearing was very, like, 40 years ago. You know? Even there was this one, like, old school remedies, you know? Even the rectal thermometer, isn't that like an old thing that people used to, I don't know. And like, there was this one, I remember this post of, Shanann said something about one of them stopped sucking their thumbs, so because she used this, she said, I put nail polish on her thumb to stop it. It's an old school remedy that my mom taught me or something. And I think someone commented, like, what? And then she posted a picture, and it's some sort of brand that is for kids, I guess, to stop picking at themselves or something. I don't know. I've never heard of that before. Maybe people have. It just it feels like going to their house seems to me like it's like a 1950s like hospital nursery. I don't know. It's just very terrifying to me personally. I just want to understand what's going on. I don't get it. And why would you be posting that publicly for years? And then there's this lady that's always tagged in every post. It's like, it gets weirder and weirder, I swear. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I have to say. Is that Shanann's medical stuff is weird, and I hate hospitals, and no offense to any who like hospitals. Like, my grandfather used to love going to the hospital every day for lunch and coffee just because he liked the cafeteria. So, to each their own, you know? Okay, one last thing. One last little thing, and this is just because I'm in this weird mood. So yesterday, after my shit day, I came home. I was still feeling really weird, and I went outside. It was really muggy and sunny, and then there was just rolling thunder, but the sun was shining. There was no sign that it was going to rain. Maybe I just couldn't see in the distance, maybe, because there's a lot of trees in my yard. But I took this short little video and I put it on YouTube yesterday because I've always had this like special thing whenever it rains or thunders, when it's sunny. It's like this weird little blessing that I love, and it just felt timely yesterday after my day. And, you know, like an idiot, I decided to post it here on YouTube. I never do that anymore, you know. I don't like posting such like personal sentiments other than these videos about like myself, you know, my emotion at that time. Just because I remember it did make me feel bad back in the day. I don't know why, but of course. So this morning I look at it, and some man, a stranger, I have no idea. I'm not saying this was negative. I'm not saying this was aggressive. It wasn't. It was fine. It was just there. But he commented something like, sunny? It looks pretty dark and stormy. I just started cracking up because I was like, yep, this is why I don't do these things. Oh, because it's like, ugh, ick. Like, okay, thank you. Thanks for your input. It just gave me the ick factor all over again, and I remembered, like, that's the feeling. That's the reason I don't like posting on social media about myself. It's that old ick factor. And honestly, no offense to that dude. You know, thank you for looking at my channel. I'm just saying I personally, I don't get it. I don't get social media. And I never will. All right, on this very I can't even use words today. Tabitha, maybe I had COVID brain too. I cannot speak. We'll stop now. I'm going to turn my radio off. As always, thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate you all. And I hope you have a wonderful beginning of the weekend. And the rest of it too. Beep, 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 beep. Bye.